Good afternoon. Good morning still, I guess. Excuse me. I'd like to call the meeting of the McGee Creek Authority together, put it in place. Welcome, trustees. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the September 21, 2017 meeting, and I'd recognize a motion to that effect. Been moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed by like sign. Thank you. We have a number of items for individual consideration. First of all, we have to each one individually, correct? That's what I thought. First, we'll take the wage and benefits survey for the fiscal year 2019 budget. Recognize a motion to approve that. Moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed by like sign. Thank you. Next, item B. We have 2 points. Presentation for project WMC 29, McGee Creek Pump Station and Pipeline Facilities Evaluation, and we're being asked to receive the preliminary engineering report, project WMC 29. Technical memorandum for the McGee Creek Pump Station and Pipeline Facilities Evaluation, and authorize the engineer to prepare plans and specifications for projects WMC 29A and WMC 29B.
Chairman Larry Hare is here to give you a presentation on the survey, the condition assessment of the assets. So he has a short presentation for you this morning.
Great.
Good morning. I'm Larry Hare, the raw water design manager for the City of Oklahoma City's Water Engineering Department. We have employed the trust engineer for McGee Creek to do a facilities assessment on all of the pump station facilities, the headquarters building, and all up and down the pipeline. Basically everything that the Bureau of Reclamation does not inspect. So jumping straight into what they found out is that overall everything is good, but there are some things to mention that deserve some mention. One of the immediate needs is the upper gatehouse power distribution. It needs to be repaired in order to get that to be working correctly. The electrical instrumentation overall is in good condition. Control wiring between the pump station and reservoir some renders the control panel in the pump station useless, so they have to control that locally at the pump station. Local access to SCADA and the UPS status and all that, they would like to see added as part of the SCADA system so that they can remotely monitor it from the headquarters building and from the pump station itself. And the recommendation is to add VFDs on all the pumps. That's a pretty big ticket item that we probably won't do at the moment. It's a long-term recommendation, and because there's no really variability in the flow that we have to regulate, we probably look into something more like soft starts instead of just the hard starts that we have right now. Some of the safety issues electronically or electrically, the balancing tank has all the power and controls on top of the tank. It'll be good to move those down toward the bottom of the tank so that they can access it more safely. And there's old telemetry cabinets that are abandoned in place but still have components and wiring that are stuck in there. So it'd be good to just go ahead and get rid of those so that nobody accidentally opens them and says, what are these? Mechanical, overall, everything is in good shape. The balancing tank, we have known that this was damaged from a overfilling episode a few years ago, and we had an engineer take a look at that, and they pretty much recommended monitoring that situation. The HVAC at the headquarters building is old and probably needs replacement. The refrigerant that the air conditioning unit holds or uses is no longer made, and so we probably need to update that system. Air relief and blow-off valves, there are 3 that they found were inoperable and need to be replaced. One blow-off valve riser was too short to operate, and then 2 air relief valves were found to be broken. So criticality for the valves don't warrant recommended replacement at this time, but whenever we can get around to it. Structurally, the balancing tank, the balancing reservoir has some structural issues. As I mentioned before, we had overfilled it. That's what this crinkled up roof looks like due to that. But after assessing it, it's still structurally sound. We just need to monitor it and make sure that nothing else degrades any further. The perimeter surface of the mat, foundation, and tank grout pad are eroded, creating some exposed aggregate right around the base of the tank that probably needs to be addressed and further monitored for degradation right there. Pump station itself, there's some corrosion on the exterior wall panels. Some of the interior wood structures may not meet the code. The site paving drains toward the alcove and water ponds, leaks into the rooms, door frays, and the base of the walls. The wood structure also is likely not properly anchored for seismic forces. And what that is just a little storage area that they built in place to take the place of a chlorine room. And we need to correct the site paving to drain away from the building. That's what the recommendation is. The discharge flume, this is located at Lake Atoka, and this is where the pipeline discharges into Lake Atoka. It's heavily weathered, but it's in reasonably good shape. You might want to take a look at replacing it within the next 5 years. The headquarters building, it's got some drainage issues. I can see here, we've got a little bit of water ponding right here at the entrance, at the resident entrance, the garage, and the south main maintenance entrance. And because of the drainage issues, we've got some water infiltration going on around the base of the building footprint. It's causing a little bit of wall movement inside of the building itself. There at the residence side of the building, there's an unsupported masonry retaining wall that has issues of movement that needs to be reset and secured in place. So overall, as far as pumping and heavy equipment, there really isn't anything that has been found to be absolutely wrong or needs any replacement of. The staff has done an excellent job of maintaining the facilities as they are over the years. And this has been in operation since around 1986, I believe. So over those, what is that, 30 years? We haven't had really any big issues. These are some near-term recommendations that we do for the pump station and for the headquarters building. These are construction costs only. And these are what is included in the long-term, which is 6 to 10 years from now, which will be included in the CIP starting in 2022, I believe. And as you can see, the big ticket item are these VFDs right here, and we'll take a harder look at doing that. And also to continue the list for the long-term recommendations is right here. I have any questions if you have any.
Chairman, I asked staff to take a look at some of these items to see what they could take care of internally, and then afterwards we will prepare a budget and a schedule for your consideration at the next meeting.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Is there a vote? Do we vote on this? Okay, we are ready for a vote. Recognize a motion to approve. To receive, excuse me, the preliminary engineering report. So moved. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Item number C is fairly lengthy. I'm just going to make a couple of comments. It's a resolution adopting the McGee Creek Authority fiscal year 2019 budget, capital improvement projects, and the proposed pay plan, and directing the general manager to implement and administer the budget, capital improvement projects, and proposed pay plan. Recognize a motion for that, please. It's been moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed by like sign. Thank you. Next, item D, resolution directing the general manager to request participants make an election regarding annual adequate costs for fiscal year 2019 in accordance with the McGee Creek amended trust indenture. Recognize a motion to approve. So moved. It's been moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed like sign. Okay. Next item, E, consider fiscal year 2019 loan agreement with the Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust, estimated amount $2,564,700. Recognize a motion to approve. So moved. It's been moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed by like sign. Thank you. Next, number F, resolution authorizing the general manager to utilize arbitrage services from the firm selected by the City of Oklahoma City, fiscal year 2019, estimated cost $490. Recognize a motion that we approve. So moved. It's been moved. Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Thank you. Next, item G, selection of Bank First, AmeriState Bank, and J.P. Morgan Chase Bank as McGee Creek Authority depositories for fiscal year 2019. Then moves there a second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed by like sign. Thank you. Number H, receive audited annual financial report and communications related to the audit for the McGee Creek Authority for fiscal year ended June 30, 2017. Recognize a motion to approve. So moved. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next item I, receive special use permit number 17-LM-60-2011 with the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality to operate and maintain a mercury deposition monitoring station near the McGee Creek Aqueduct. Recognize a motion to approve. So moved. Been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Number J, ratification of McGee Creek Authority payments for September 13, 2017 through March 6, 2018. Recognize a motion for approval. So moved. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Thank you. Are there any other items from the trustees? General Manager report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Butler, lake levels and pumpage, the water use report.
Good morning.
From operations standpoint, we have only one piece of equipment that is not working at the time. We had a pump overhauled this winter, and it is ready to be installed. So that could happen any day, and we'll be at 100% ready to go. Lake levels and things like that, we struggled last spring as we ended a pumping session, and we quit pumping to Lake Atoka back in May. At that point, the reservoir was down at its lowest in April of 6.5 feet below normal, and we got rains this February over 9 inches. We went through the winter about 2.5 feet low, but I can say as of day before yesterday, we are back to where we should be. We actually had 6 feet of surplus water after the February rains, but we've released that now, and actually they're closing the gates about right now. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Are there any citizens to be heard? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion for adjournment. So moved. It's been moved, seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, like sign.